Hi folks, welcome back. In these short videos I'm going to show you how to make some simple hand-built objects using the coil, the slab, and the pinch pot technique. What's really amazing about all of these techniques is that they really haven't changed much in 15,000 years. So let's get after it, and I hope that these techniques help you through your assignments. To build a simple coil pot, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some ribs, like the one with the teeth on it, some slip for connection reasons, and some coils. You're also going to need to start with a nice slab base. You can see here I have a base that's about a 1/2 inch thick, and I can choose whatever width bottom I want. I'm going to go ahead and just make a circle with this. And this is going to be my base of the pot. This is going to be a really simple form that's just going to come out like a small planter. The first few connections are the most important, I would think. So I'm going to go ahead and score this up. Add some slip. And take my coils, which are much thicker than I really need, and smash it into the base. I'm going to go ahead and score between each layer, even though a lot of people will say it's not necessary. You can see I'm just stacking straight up onto the last coil. I only like to go maybe 3 or 4 coils high before I have to let it dry. You can see here that I'm giving a slight angle out. What's really great about coil building is that it's limitless. You can really go any size, any direction. And this method really hasn't changed much in 15,000 years or so. I like to build on one of these turntables. Just makes it a little bit easier, especially if it's a round form. I think it's important to note that this area on the very bottom here needs to be blended in. So you can do that with my finger or rib. Just make sure you pull the wet clay down over the slab bottom. This is going to assure a nice connection. And on the outside, I want to do the same thing. This is the only time I really pull clay down. Just want to make sure I have a good connection there. And then I'm going to be supporting with my left hand on the inside. I'm going to be pushing as hard out as I am ribbing in. I'm using one of these ribs with the teeth on it. I feel like I can pull the material together a little bit better. And just work my way in a circle. You can see how it's getting a little bit taller. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. Now I have my left hand over here about 9 o'clock, and I'm pushing the rib out. This is really blending the coils together, it's making it much stronger. It's also thinning out the walls. Any rib is perfectly acceptable for this. You can hand build with or coil build with any clay. I prefer using a groggy stoneware. It's just a little bit more forgiving. Again, notice how I'm equal pressure on the inside and outside. This is going to keep the clay coming up. Okay, I don't mind the score marks. I'm going to go ahead and leave those for now. At this point, the clay is quite floppy, you can see. And if I were to stack 3 more heavy coils on here, it's going to want to collapse. So at this point, we have to go ahead and stop and let it set up. I'm going to go ahead and leave these process marks as a design feature. I'm going to let this stiffen up a little bit. I think it's important when making a planter to make sure that it doesn't come back in. The angle doesn't want to come back in, or it's going to trap the roots and you won't be able to transplant it later. Right now I'm just compressing the rim down into itself. This is going to thicken it down a little, make it stronger, give it some visual weight. You can always needle tool it off or take a shear form and clean that up as much as you want. Some people even put a coil all the way around the top if they want it to be more of a clean edge. I'm going to dry this up and we'll come back and finish it up. Well, my coil planter is just about finished. Remember, I started with the slab bottom. I stacked up 4 coils, ribbed them vigorously, let it dry, and then added 4 more. And now with my top, I've gone ahead and split the rim right down the middle all the way around, and then pulled it open and textured it with a rock. When coil building, it can be really rewarding, but it's very important to remember to let the courses dry before stacking new coils on top. I've seen a lot of students over the years go ahead and just try to build too much too quick, and then it sinks down and gravity wins the battle. Clay is an amazing material. Go ahead and have fun with it. Next, we're going to be talking about building objects with slabs.